Hi and welcome to this reading. Today's reading is a collective love reading. I'm pulling through an energy from a song that just popped into my head and I want to pull some cards on it. The song was I Found You. It's Andy Grammer and Cash from 2020. And it's essentially about somebody who's gone through a whole heap of things in their life and is potentially looking back on what they've built, where they've built, because we've got the Three of Pentacles, which is the card that came out in the pre-shuffle, and they're reconciling with the fact that of all the horrible things that have happened to them, the blessing was that they found you. And if they hadn't gone through all of that, they would have never have crossed paths with you. The Three of Pentacles. Now, the lyrics to that song. On the way I was crowned the king, felt the wind underneath my wings. I've been high and I've been low, played the fool and the star of the show. Gone along for a wild ride, and I can say, looking in your eyes, that it all would have been a waste, but I found you on the way. I found cynicism, I found criticism. I've been the zero, the hero, and I've been the villain. I've lost more than a heart could take, but I found you on the way. How beautiful is that? That's really sweet. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. A bit about me first. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I pick up on energy prior to a reading. I will then come and use my tarot and oracle decks to further clarify the message. All of my readings are timeless. Sorry, my puppy is barking in the background. All of my readings are timeless. Whenever you stumble across this reading, you're meant to find it. All of the decks that I use on my channel are my own designs because I am also an illustrator. If you call to any of those, the links can be found in the description box. And I'm just looking out into my garden and I've just realized that my little tomato plant has just started growing tomatoes. Something's about to bloom, something's blossoming. And they're very sweet little tomatoes. Okay. Let's pull some energy. Let's have a look at what angel is walking with this connection. Protects your employment and preserves your livelihood. 36 Menadel and 25, which adds up to a 7. Spiritual wisdom and magic. That's the magician. All the stuff that this person was creating, what they were building, and the illusion of it, all the yuck that came with it. Protects your employment and preserves your livelihood. 36. That's the 10 of Pentacles. That's what they were building. It kind of all means nothing. Not that it doesn't mean anything. It's that the thing of most value to them through all the mud that they've had to walk through. I've got a wasp at my window. This person's been stung. They will, this is a big protector energy. This is somebody, like if there was a wasp, this person would stand in front of you to protect you. They found you on the way. At the bottom, actually. Whoa, Metatron, the Celestial Scribe. This is a fated connection. The Celestial Scribe, Metatron aligns with the Wheel of Fortune card, which is Jupiter, which is 777. Metatron writes in the book of life the stories in the book of life. This is a connection that you are meant to, you're meant to cross paths in this lifetime. I'm going to keep that there. That's beautiful. He doesn't come out very often. And Omiel heals depression and impatience. That's what this person's been through. 30 is that card. The Ace of Wands heals depression and it's a new beginning. Maybe you're a healing energy for this person. Heals depression and impatience. Saving grace. I've got that. There's a Pete Murray is an Australian artist, which we affectionately refer to in our house as Pig Murray, because when one of his last album, or the album that we were listening to a lot when my kids were really little, like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, my son couldn't say Pete, and so he would call him Pig Murray. He thought he was saying Pete, but he was actually saying Pig, so we refer to him as Pig Murray. The year of the pig might be relevant, but there's a song called Saving Grace. You are my saving grace. I'll list it in the description. There might be more messages in the lyrics to that song. I'm going to look it up actually. That's beautiful. I got you. You know, I heard you say, you blossomed into a beautiful day. Your sunlight keeps shining in my face, and I would see it even in deep out of space. And all in time, I know I will see you again and again. And every night I'm going to hold you. And then before the light, I will rescue, and then we'll begin to start it all over again. I love it, and how you clear my way, guide me into a brand new day. In your eyes, you know I've found my place. You see, you are my saving grace. Beautiful. I found you on the way. Maybe this person found you when they were in the dark, trapped in the illusion of whatever or wherever they were building. They've got this little twinkling energy. Okay, let's get Lighthouse. You were their lighthouse, in between worlds. Impenetrable energy. It was you, it was always you, is what I just heard. You were the only person, impenetrable energy. Lighthouse, you were the only person to steer this person's ship out of the dark. It was you, it was only you, in between worlds. You're the only person that could do it. Why? Because your relationship is written in the book of life. Fated, now that's my tummy grumbling, please excuse, I'm fasting. Fated, a connection, fated, destined connection. You have a soul contract, there's 3 here. The man upstairs, you and your person. You were the person to pull this person out of the darkness. It was you and only you. You are their saving grace. I found you on the way. They didn't find you. God put you there. God put you there to be their lighthouse. What does that one open to? Partnership. In between worlds. And what's on the bottom? Divine timing. It was all part of the plan. You know, we think we're in control, but we're actually not. Okay, let's get an energy. What's the energy around you? The Page of Pentacles, lessons. A pause. 2 of Wands is in between worlds. A pause while you learn the lessons. A pause while the ship gets... The ship had to get close enough. So if this person is a ship, right? They're out at sea and they got all this stuff going on. Maybe there's mutiny on the ship and all this stuff going on, right? And they just want to get off. What they actually have to do is they have to steer their ship close enough into the lighthouse. But in doing that, they also face... they face the rocks. I think you arrived in this person's life when maybe they had dealt with all of the mutiny on the ship. They were almost at the shore. But you were the bridge that took them from the deep water to the shore. And to do that, you had to be the lighthouse. Otherwise, they would have got caught on the rocks. Mars and Aries, Page of Pentacles. That's Mercury in Virgo. However it is, because Mercury is a card of communication. And Virgo for me is always about a spiritual journey. Now, yes, Virgo is 3D energy, so it's finance. It's, you know, maybe you have helped them understand that potentially where they were building didn't have any spiritual value. But Mercury is how, whatever you were doing, however you were communicating with this person, to, in the form of, you know, this lighthouse energy, in the form of directing them, because the Two of Wands is a travel card. It's making plans. It's Mars and Aries. It's, okay, this is the action I want to go forward. I've got to go this way. I've got to go this way. If I go one way, I'm going to go straight into the rocks. But if I actually listen to the guidance of the lighthouse, I can navigate to the shore. I found you on the way. You were their saving grace. Oh, my ears are ringing. The Four of Wands on the bottom. And I think Venus has gone into Aries, which is the marriage card, the High Priestess. This is what's happening in the 3D. I just heard silent whispers. Maybe you're communicating with this person telepathically. You could be communicating with this person in the dream state. You may not even be aware of this person. But the High Priestess is the moon. It's hidden. And when do you need a lighthouse? You need a lighthouse at nighttime when it's dark. Because, you know, if you're sailing a boat in the day, you can see the cliffs. You can see how far away you are. You can steer. This person was in the dark, in between worlds. They were in the dark and they needed a lighthouse. And you were the lighthouse. And God put you there. I found you on the way. Maybe this person thinks that it was them that found you, but it was all being orchestrated. God put you in a position where you could be found. The High Priestess. He unhid you. That's not a word. Revealed. That's a reveal. You were revealed to this person at a point where they were about to crash into the rocks. The High Priestess. What's happening in the soul? Now, where did that go? Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is the Sun in Gemini. The Sun is light. Light is illumination. And Gemini used to be called the choice. Gemini is Mercury. Gemini is also the Lover's card. The Sun in Gemini, you gave this person, through however you communicated with them, and it may have just been them viewing how you were living your life. Hidden. What's happening in the 3D? Potentially no communication between you. You inspired this person in between worlds. I just keep getting this image of this little fluttering fairy. Maybe you're unaware of this person. Divine timing, it was all part of the plan. Maybe if you knew about this person, or the effect that you had on them, you wouldn't be able to shine as brightly. The Lighthouse is a single solitary energy. It's very, very Virgo energy, very hermit energy, independent. A lighthouse as an archetype of a person is somebody who has had to be their own light, so potentially gone through their own darkness, been their own light, is somebody who doesn't rely on others. I mean, I don't even think a lighthouse needs a lighthouse keeper anymore. They can weather a storm. They're not afraid of the dark. They're not afraid of the cold. They're not afraid of the wind. But they are rock solid. Interesting. Six of Pentacles on the bottom. Now, this is the message from the man upstairs. The Devil. That's Capricorn energy. It's also Saturn, because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. The message from the man upstairs. And if you look at this guy, he's got two, actually, they're actually his eyebrows. They're not eyes. He's got two eyebrows and he's kind of cross. He's got no eyes and no mouth. See no evil, hear no evil. what is it? Speak no evil, see no evil. This guy, and his arms folded, like really huffy, like stuff's going wrong around me. Almost you can't see the forest for the trees. And that's where you came in. The thing is, if you're sitting in that energy, if you are the lighthouse, you're actually very balanced. I mean, to sit solitary somewhere, to sit in your own power, because that's what a lighthouse is, right? Power and light, divine light. To sit in your own power and to have people come towards you, whether it's on a romantic level or on a platonic level, even family or friends, right? Anybody that comes towards you, knowingly or unknowingly, what you actually do is you hold up a mirror to them and to anything toxic in their life. Huffy behavior. But it's a bit like a moth to a flame, right? They go away, but then they're drawn back, and then they go away, and then they're drawn back, and then they go away, and then they're drawn back. I want to say here that when this person first encountered you, they were impressed, but they would never have admitted it. Because in admitting how strong you were, it actually identified in them how much work they had to do. But two energies pulling. And so, and this often happens. So the divine feminine within the current soulmate cycle is spiritually a lot further ahead than the divine masculine. Now, that's not to say that there are divine masculines in the current soulmate cycle that aren't spiritually advanced. Some are just stuck in toxic situations that they have to remove themselves from, but they need to be the lighthouse in their own lives. And that's why you were put in there, to act as a guide to them, but also to show them how to be the lighthouse in their own life. Interesting, right? Okay, let's have a look at the Page of Cups. That's the secret admirer. You're the guide. They've been watching you. You're the guide. That is the moon in Pisces. As I said, the moon is when the lighthouse comes on. They've been watching you. This is the potential final outcome, and they will watch until the point where they can be their own lighthouse. Eight of Swords, which is Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter is currently a placement in the sky in Gemini at the moment. It's been there for 12 months. Jupiter in Gemini is a card of being stuck. On June the 5th this year, 2025, all my readings are timeless, so whenever you stumble across it, you are meant to find it and put it into context of where you are in the journey that you're on with this person, whether you're aware of them or whether you're not. But in June this year, Jupiter goes into Cancer. Now, that is movement forward, because Cancer is the Chariot card. It's movement forward. God's kept this person in a holding pattern while they learnt how to be their own lighthouse. And you were the catalyst for their change, and you were the template, I want to say. Interesting. And you may not even be aware of it. The Celestial Scribe. Maybe it was something you were writing or voicing. Scribe is communication. It's books. It's what you're studying, and then how you live your life. It is how you communicate with other people. It is whatever it is, it's the connection. The lighthouse. Okay, let us get this one. You were their saving grace, the world. The end of a karmic cycle for this person. They're at the end. This is the current energy, the collective energy that's happening at the moment. And every time I've done a reading this morning, my washing machine has finished, which is the end of a cycle. It's the end of a cycle. in between worlds. They're about to step from their world into yours. Justice. Balance. That's divine balance coming in this connection. That's why we've got Metatron here. The celestial scribe. Because even though your story was being written in the background, it's about to be written in the 3D. And we did have that card, the 3D card, 3 of Pentacles is about to be written in the 3D. The 5 of Wands, so this is the energy, the internal battle, because we've got the High Priestess here. What's happening in the 3D? That's a card of battles. The hidden battles are about to be over. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so we've got 8 of Cups is walking away. It's Saturn in Pisces. And the 10 of Pentacles is Mercury in Virgo. This person is walking away from something in the 3D and going on a spiritual journey with you. That's what's happening here. You've led this person onto a spiritual path. I found you on the way. Page of Swords. What's happening in the soul? Because Cups is spiritual. Pentacles is 3D. The 9 of Cups, that is Jupiter in Pisces. A spiritual journey. The 9 of Cups, this is beautiful, right? This is the 3D of this person. They're leaving I want to say here, a pentacle-based life. An existence where what they have, what they see, what they own, what they have, and it's all about conflict. It's like one-upmanship. So I've got this and you've got that and I want this, and you know, they're leaving that all behind. Because they've learnt the hidden spiritual lessons through your guidance being the lighthouse. They're leaving it all behind. The sun in Gemini, which is making a choice. They've been illuminated. And the choice is they're walking towards you. From the 8 of Cups, they're walking from the 8 of Cups to the 9 of Cups, which is Jupiter in Pisces. It's wish fulfillment. It's spiritual love. Spiritual love and spiritual understanding, and it's falling in the position of this spread of the soul. You have caused a soul awakening, a dark night of the soul for this person. From the point in time where you encountered them to the journey that they have been on following your guidance. It's a soul awakening. You've woken this person up. You've woken them up. The 4 of Swords. You are healing. The 4 of Swords is a card of healing because the 3 of Swords is heartbreak. This is the spiritual timeout. This is the spiritual timeout that they've been in on this boat, going along the coastline, following the lighthouse. The spiritual timeout that they've been in, that God put them in. Divine timing, it was all part of the plan. That's Libra. Jupiter in Libra. Jupiter, Jupiter. There's a change coming. Jupiter, Jupiter. Jupiter in Libra. Balance. Now, the Devil. Oh. Hidden High Priestess. That's you. Hidden truth. The hidden truth that you've revealed to this person just by being who you are has cut or helped them cut anything toxic from their life. How beautiful. The Moon in Pisces. This is the outcome. Oh, the strength. And the 5 of Swords. That's Venus in Aquarius. You are the strength. But you have given this person the strength to walk away from anything toxic in their life. Because, oh my gosh, you are the lighthouse. That's the sun. The sun is the light. You are the lighthouse. You are the lighthouse. And we've got the 4 of Pentacles wanting to open up there. That's the sun in Capricorn. And then we've got the 7 of Swords, which is the Moon in Aquarius. Okay, let's get a moon for you, actually, speaking of. It's time for some lunar tweaks in the third quarter moon phase. I'm going to get one more. That is actually, that image I drew, and that's on my, I'm making it at the moment. I put it on Aquarius deck, which is revolutionary change. Join the adventure, Cardinal Moon, blaze those trails like a boss. Now, pulling in that Pluto and Aquarius energy. I don't know if I spoke about it. I think I spoke about it. It's currently, we're in a revolutionary change energy. It's 20 years of Pluto and Aquarius. It's where literally people's whole worlds are turning upside down because they go on this massive spiritual journey and have this huge epiphany, spiritual awakening, dark night of the soul. It's all happening at the moment. Join the adventure, Cardinal Moon, blaze these trails like a boss. Now, the Cardinals are, so the Pope is currently unwell and probably won't survive this year. He is about to hand over the reins, once he passes away, to the next Cardinal. Now, the Cardinals are the people that choose, make the choice, the Sun in Gemini. Where do we have that? Make the choice as who is going to be the new Pope, what the new direction is. It's a spiritual decision, really, but the last judgment, it's all decided within the Sistine Chapel. And the paintings on the wall in the Sistine Chapel, because they all go in for this vote in there, and the paintings on the wall of the Sistine Chapel is the journey of Adam and Eve. And up on the back wall is the Last Judgment. Now, in July this year, in between worlds, two worlds, in July this year, on the 7th of the 7th, Uranus goes into Gemini. Gemini is the Lover's card. We did have that somewhere. I think it came out somewhere. This person's about to make a big change in their life based on your guidance, knowingly or unknowingly, based on your guidance. Some big change is coming. That's happening on the 7th of the 7th. Very, very, very spiritual number. And it aligns with when Jupiter, which is 777, goes into Cancer. Interesting. Okay, let's get some songs for this connection. I will list the songs in the description box. There might be more messages. Say you won't let go. I knew I loved you then, but you'd never know. You don't know. Because I played it cool when I was scared of letting go. I know I needed you, but I never showed. But I want to stay with you until we're grey and old. Just say you won't let go. That's giving me notebook energy. Payphone. I'm at a payphone trying to call you. I'm at a payphone trying to call home all of my change I spent on you. Where have the times gone, baby? It's all wrong. Where are the plans we made for two? Well, the plan was, God's plan was that you were meant to be the lighthouse. Someone you loved. Now the day bleeds into nightfall and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down and then you pulled the rug. I was getting kind of used to being someone you loved. Okay. What I'm getting from that is potentially there's a period in here where you've been the lighthouse for this person. And we did have the High Priestess card twice, once in the 3D. Yeah, because you were teaching this person how to be their own lighthouse. Well, once they had enough skills to do that, and then they got all huffy. Once they had enough skills to do that, once you'd given them enough, whatever it is, advice, guidance, inspiration, God turned your light off to this person. And so you disappeared. Because that was when they had to learn how to be the lighthouse themselves. Maybe they were at the point where they were relying too much on your energy, someone you love. Now the day bleeds into nightfall and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down and then you pulled the rug. I was kind of getting used to being someone you loved. They were relying too heavily on your light, so God turned it off so that they could learn how to be their own lighthouse. Wow, that's never come through in a reading before. That's really interesting. Say you won't let go. Say you won't let go. Payphone. They were trying to find you. Where have you gone? Where have you gone? When they didn't realize, and as part of the spiritual lesson that they're learning, you had to learn how to be your own lighthouse. Your job was to show them how to be their own lighthouse. And then you were taken away so that they then learned how to do it on their own. You weren't meant to be continually their lighthouse. Wow. How interesting is that? And that's why they got all huffy. That's why they got all huffy. 1,000 years. That's twilight. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I've loved you for 1,000 more. And all along I believed I would find you. Time has brought your heart to me. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I have loved you for 1,000 more. This person has been sailing around the world trying to find their specific lighthouse. And they found it, and then the light went off. And now they're trying to find you again. The reality is, though, they find you, they connect with you within spiritual enlightenment. Now, this song was coming through closer. Turn the lights off in this place and she shines just like a star. And I swear I know her face. I just don't know who you are. Turn the music up in here. I still hear her loud and clear. Like she's right there in my ear. My ears were ringing, telling me that she wants to own me, to control me. Closer, closer. My nose is itchy. Closer. You find each other when you're both your own lighthouse. This is my Nodes of Destiny deck. Let's have a look. South Node in Taurus. Born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Blame it on your South Node in Taurus. You've got a history of wealth from past lives, making you a natural at stacking up the cash in this one. It's like your spiritual happy place, showing you what you need to let go of to level up. Now, this may not be your placement, but I can attest to this because my South Node is in Taurus, which means my North Node is in Scorpio. North Node in Scorpio is about all of this spiritual stuff. Letting go of the 3D and tapping into, letting go of what you can see in the physical and tapping into what is spiritual. It's a spiritual lighthouse. They're looking for the physical. You're a spiritual lighthouse. And that's part of this energy here, because we had protects your employment and preserves your livelihood. Maybe something that they were frightened of if they tapped into spirituality, when in actual fact it's the thing that connects you. Disengaging from the 3D and tapping into spirituality. And the next 18 months with the North Node in Scorpio, the North Node not in Scorpio, the North Node in Pisces, is where we tap into our spirituality and release Virgo, which is 3D pentacle based. We release the practical and tap into the spiritual. Okay, let's get some messages from this person. Let's see. Hang on. My cards. I've actually put this deck back together. Give me a second. That's better, I think. Okay, let's get some messages from this person. What would they want to tell you if they could? I think I have found the one. You think? Breaking bad habits. I think you may have misunderstood me. Now, breaking bad habits is... it doesn't necessarily mean that this person is fully tapped into connecting to everything on the 3D, but maybe when they are in a time of crisis, they revert back to something in the 3D as a tool to get them through, as opposed to you being the spiritual lighthouse, tapping into something on a spiritual level. I think you may have misunderstood me. I don't think that this person has necessarily done anything wrong. I think that, you know, because what you do is what you learn. And it's what you learn from your parents, from your grandparents, from the people around you, from, you know, your social setting, your cultural setting. But it's kind of ingrained. And you've almost got to, it's like you've almost got to pluck it out. True love on the bottom. I'm making plans. We made plans. That's Birds of Tokyo. Plans. Is it plans? Birds of Tokyo. Plans. We made plans to kiss the sun at night. When I think about my future, you are right beside me. And you have breathed new life into me. I'm going to leave it at that. I want a new beginning with you. Okay, I'm going to get you some Scrabble tiles. Letters and numbers in here. Could be your first, middle, last initial, or that of this person, if you even know who they are. Does make a little bit of noise. Sorry, I was deep in thought. Does make a little bit of noise. If you have hearing sensitivity, just turn your volume down because I'm going to shake it in 3, 2, 1. Now, one's dropped on the floor. And it's an N for Nelly. Now, Nelly's actually playing. That was a bit of a blast from the past. Nelly's actually playing in Brisbane this weekend, in a couple of weekends' time. N for Nelly. What is that song? No matter what I do, all I think about is you. N and a 1, a B and a 3. An O and a 1. A Y and a 4. A Z and a 10. A K and a 5. A U and a 1. A Q and a 10. An F and a 4. An R and a 1, a father. A J and an 8. A W and a 4. An X and an 8. An E and a 1. Maybe this person is an X, and look at that, that's Neo, which is that closer. A G and a 2, an S and a 1, a V and a 4, and a T and a 1. Now I'm going to get you 3 final cards. Anything else? The Page of Wands on the bottom. 10 of Cups. You're this person's 10 of Cups. I found you on the way. They want happily ever after with you. Oh, look. It's the Wheel of Fortune. Something's changing. Or they've realised that, look at that, you are their fortune. The Emperor. Now, a balanced Emperor drives the Chariot. This is this person coming forward to you, but they're now balanced because they've learned the spiritual lessons. They couldn't, the Sun, they couldn't come towards you until they'd had the spiritual enlightenment, and you provided the spiritual enlightenment. I just heard, you were my tall glass of water. What is that? You were my tall glass of water. That's funny. Okay, that's what I've got for you. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I wish you all the best on this journey. Keep being the lighthouse. I will list those songs in the description box, as well as the links to any, as well as the links to my tarot and oracle decks. If you're interested in purchasing those, you can do so via that link. If this reading resonated with you, please give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I do post regularly, and I will see you again in another reading.